Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about heart disease, its concept and management in case of pregnancy and labor. Now let's talk about some changes in the CVS, that is cardiovascular system, in pregnancy. In pregnancy, the pulse rate is generally increased, diastolic BP is decreased, S1 heart sound is prominent and split is there. S3 is also a prominent heart sound. Systolic ejection murmur can be heard. Apex beat shifts 2.5 centimeter left to mid clavicular line. So these are the normal changes in the CVS during pregnancy. Now why these all changes are be there? You need to understand the very basic concept. During pregnancy, the blood volume is increased. Okay, so why the blood volume is increased? Because the increase in plasma and increase in RBC, and this for example, so that the cardiac work has also increased, because the heart has to pump more and more amount of blood, so the cardiac work is increased. We require more and more cardiac work from the same heart. So if the heart function is already compromised, then the heart cannot cope up with increased demands, and that's why cardiac failure can occur in case of very severe heart disease. So it basically depends on the severity of heart disease, so that if it is very severe heart disease, then the chances of complications are very high. Okay, now let's very understand how a function of heart is compromised. These are the four chambers you can see. This is left atrium, sorry, these all things I have to change. So we are seeing here is a four different chambers of heart. So this is the right atrium, this is the right ventricle, this is the left atrium, this is the left ventricle. So here you can see from the right ventricle, this pulmonary artery is originating and goes towards the lungs, and from the left ventricle we have aorta, which pumps the blood for the body. Okay, so what exactly we need is, we want increased cardiac work. Cardiac work is increased. What that means by cardiac work? Cardiac work means cardiac output per some time. So if you want to assess work of some pump, any pump you want to assess their work, the criteria of assessing is what? Output of that particular pump in some period of time. For example, minute. Cardiac output per minute is a cardiac work. So the output is decreased. If the output in unit time is decreased, then we can say that cardiac work is decreased. So if some disease are already there, where because of that cardiac output is already decreased, then this can cause problems during pregnancy. For example, symptoms like coarctation of aorta, severe mitral stenosis, severe aortic stenosis, all these things you can realize that this will again decrease what? Cardiac output. Why cardiac output is decreased? Because there is a stenosis in these valves. For example, here is the aortic valve. It is if it is stenosed, here is the mitral valve. If it is stenosed, then the blood cannot flow in the way they should flow. Okay, so that's why cardiac output is decreased, and that's why these kind of diseases cause more and more problem during pregnancy, where the very much cardiac output is required. If we talk about pulmonary hypertension, So first of all we need to understand why there is a pulmonary hypertension. The pulmonary hypertension increase because normally what should be there, normally the right side of heart is functioning less than the left side of heart, because the left side of heart, that is left ventricle, is the main pumping chamber. So always there is a left side of heart functioning more and more than right side. But because of some diseases, the right side of heart started functioning more and left side of heart is not functioning with the right, then pulmonary hypertension appears. Because you know that pulmonary arteries, those pulmonary arteries goes from right ventricle. So if right ventricle started acting like very strong, then the blood flow to the lungs get increases, and with this increased blood flow to the left to the lungs, left side of heart is not well functioning. That's why there is a hypertension in pulmonary vasculature. So basically whenever we see that yes there is a pulmonary hypertension, then we should know that something is going wrong with the left left heart function, that is left ventricle. So these cases are the cases where the cardiac function is already compromised, and that's why we have more problem during pregnancy. So if pulmonary hypertension is already there, that means right to left shunt has been developed, because right side of the heart is working more than left side. Then means left side of heart function is already compromised. That's why they cannot cope up with increased demand in case of pregnancy. So the problem with this things happens. Now let's go to the symptoms of cardiac disease during the pregnancy. During the pregnancy, if we find increased JVP, jugular venous pressure, cyanosis, systemic murmur of severe like grade 3, diastolic, if there is a diastolic murmur present, marked cardiomegaly is seen, arrhythmia is seen, then these are the symptoms of cardiac problem in the pregnancy. What are the most common heart disease that we found in pregnancy? These are mitral stenosis, ASD, Fallot steatology. These are the most common cardiac diseases, and fortunately these diseases are mild. So we have some group system here. Group 1 is the diseases which have minimal risk on pregnancy. For example, ASD, VSD, PDA, Fallot steatology, mitral stenosis of not very severe category, some valve replacement and be there. These all are the having minimal risk on the pregnancy. So we are okay with this kind of heart disease. But if we find group 3, we are not discussing group 2 here, because all other things except group 1 and group 3 will be group 2. So if we see a group 3, then we have very severe kind of heart disease, and this heart disease can actually worsen the function of heart, and mortality is higher in this kind during pregnancy and labor. Those diseases were already discussed: pulmonary hypertension, severe MS, ejaculation fraction is less than 30, coarctation of aorta, Eisenmenger syndrome, Marfan syndrome, and any previous event of cardiac disease. Some predictors of cardiac event. For example, if we find these kind of symptoms are already present, then we should be very ahead of, For example, NYHA grading more than 2, obstructive lesions of left heart like mitral valves is very very obstructed, very very stenosed, aortic valve is already stenosed, prior any cardiac event is there. For example, the attack of MI and all these things, ejection fraction is less than 40. All these things are required higher attention for the pregnancy. Now, what is the risk period here? When we talk about pregnancy, we know that we should know that what is the period when the maximum cardiac output is there, and those periods are what? Immediate postpartum period. Then comes to the second stage of labor, and then comes to the late first stage of labor. So these time periods we should be very ahead of these things. Okay, so now concept we already have discussed. Then let's go for the management criteria. Management is dependent on what? We should be very cautious. We should decrease blood volume, try to decrease the blood volume, but the blood volume should not be that much decreased so that the cardiac output is eventually decreased. So we have to be very very titrous in these things. Like we need to decrease the blood flow, blood volume, but again we should be very cautious that it should not decrease the cardiac output. So, and we should pay attention more when we know that at this time the cardiac output will be maximum, like immediately after delivery. First of all, patient should be positioned into the semi-recombinant position, not completely lithotomy position, lying down position, because this will increase work on heart. And we are using gravity to help the heart. Restrict fluid, IV fluid should be restricted to decrease the cardiac work. Oxygenation should be there. Nasal oxygen should be given so that this problem can actually decrease the cardiac work. Furosemide, these kind of drugs actually uh, prevent the fluid overload. So this drug can be used. Vaginal delivery is the preferred mode here, because again cesarean section, it is a major surgery and it is associated with its own risk. So we try to do vaginal delivery whenever is possible. We need to cut short the second stage, because second stage is the stage where we find near to maximum cardiac output. So we want that it should be shorter as soon as possible. So we use forceps, vacuum like assisted deliveries equipments to cut short the second stage. Spinal anesthesia should be cautiously used, because this spinal anesthesia will decrease venous output, and this will again decrease cardiac output and will lead to heart failure. So epidural anesthesia is preferred. Now, postpartum management is what? Furosemide must be given, because we need to decrease the blood volume as soon as possible. Avoid ergometrin and carboprose. These drugs actually increase the cardiac work. So this is how we manage the heart diseases in the pregnancy. Thank you.